So anybody got a microphone? Can you guys all hear me okay? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Leave me a comment. Yes, I can hear you. Paul, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Mr.
All
Bob.
right. Looks like we got, okay, got some hands there. There we go. All right. So, all right, it's good. We can be heard. So I'm going to put the hands down. Who would like to volunteer to role play with me as we go through some of this?
It'll be fun.
Trust me. You'll be even better at listing properties if you do it. Let me scroll down, see if I've got anybody. Nope, no brave souls yet. Come on. Who's got a microphone? All right, so I'm going to make you guys, if I don't have anybody to do that, I got to ask you a bunch of questions and make you answer then.
How about Ray? I think Ray would be a great one to role play with. What do you think, Ray?
Let's see. Ray, I unmuted your microphone. How about you?
And I just picked his name randomly.
I don't have a microphone?
No, you do. You actually do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Must be in my computer.
I appreciate you volunteering.
Okay.
So it'll be easy and painless, so I promise you that. So, all right, so 2 o'clock even. Just one quick a market research question for us. How does a webinar at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, is that easier for people to attend? Just, leave me something in the comment box. Yeah, it's easier, and I'd rather do them in the morning. This is a little bit different time than we've tried before, so we'd love to get your feedback. Let us know what you think of this time frame. We know it's 5 o'clock. 4 Eastern is better, so 1 o'clock. That's normally what we do. We'll either do noon Eastern or 4 o'clock Eastern. So we just thought we would try something a little bit different today. So only one of you wanted to give the feedback. So, all right, so let's get started. Should be on for about 45 minutes today. What we're going to talk about today, hopefully this is what got your attention, is how to list more homes and get buyers, and how easy it can be when you dominate Google and YouTube in your market, and how any agent can accomplish this in the next 30 days if you know how, right? We all want to list more properties, right? And the key is understanding how the consumer is working in today's environment, right? So the one thing that we want you to take away from this is that in today's environment, if you don't have a presence online, you're stuck to do, well, the old-fashioned stuff, door knocking, those kinds of things, farming flyers, stuff like that, or buy leads and spend a lot of money, and maybe they're good, maybe they're not. So what we want you to walk away from this today is saying, yep, I get that, and oh my gosh, I have a very easy system now to be able to do that. So that's what we're hoping that you get out of this today. Well, who are we and what do we do? My name's Bob Mangold. My business partner is Paul Dunn. I'm on the left. I spend virtually every other week out across the country working with realtors and lenders on really helping them develop lead strategies and then lead conversion strategies. And Paul, both of us, I was a realtor and lender. Paul was just a lender, both of us for 22 years. Paul did all of his business online and generated all his leads on his own, didn't buy leads, did it all online. So we've been doing this a long time. We're out there in the field every day working with realtors, lenders. I actually do lead conversion classes with agents and lenders, taking live lead calls to show them how to convert them better. So we're actively out in the marketplace working on a day-to-day basis in this. This isn't theory that we're teaching. This isn't what we hope to get done. This is what actually works in the marketplace today. We encourage you to, whether you work with us, we encourage you to join our Facebook group called Lead Generation Labs. It's just a great place to keep up on different marketing tips, social trends, all those types of things. So we encourage you to do that. You do have to join. It's a closed group, but we'll let everybody in. So you just go to facebook.com/Lead Generation Labs. So our goals for today, and keep it fairly simple. How to dominate Google for hundreds, if not thousands, of search terms, and we're going to talk about why that's important. How and why every online benefit must have an offline strategy. So what that really means is, hey, if I can get found online, how do I benefit offline with that? And we're going to talk about a system to do that. How to list any expired or FSBO listing you want. Ray, that's probably why you're here, right? Uh-oh, we lost him. I know he said his wife was cooking dinner.
No, I muted him. I muted
Oh, you
everybody.
did? Okay. Well, hey, it's hard to get him to answer with that. I'm guessing that's why most people are here, right? That probably is what got your
See,
attention,
that
right,
wasn't
Ray?
my fault.
And
That
then
wasn't my fault.
last but not least, we're going to talk about how to use YouTube to generate purchase leads. So that's what I want to get done today in today's call. So if you stay till the end, here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through a system that allows you to be completely unique and differentiate yourself so that you can go out and list more properties. We're going to walk you through step by step exactly what you do and how you do it. Now, what makes this training different? Well, I touched on it a little bit before. This is stuff that actually works in the marketplace. The people who implement these systems and strategies will go out and have very, very successful real estate careers. So this isn't some theory or anything like that. This is what actually works out there. So here's the downside to the real estate business. This is why Paul and I love working in it. So many agents and companies are stuck in a box. They do the same things over and over and over again. And quite honestly, that's Einstein's definition of insanity. Now, it isn't that there's anything wrong with, say, door knocking or flyer cards or just listed cards or cold calling or any of that stuff. It's just not the most efficient way to work anymore. And so if we continue to do things the same way and hope for different results, we're really kidding ourselves, folks. The other part of that is, when I say that we're inside the box, what I really refer to, I teach classes all the time on what we call a USP, unique selling proposition, differentiating yourself. Like, Ray, if I could pick on you, tell me what you do that's different than any other agent in your market that lists properties.
I advertise a whole lot all over the internet.
Okay?
I get people calling me and say, I see you everywhere.
Okay?
I may not be the first or second time they see me, but the third or fourth I'll get them.
Well, the key that you said there is they see me all over the internet. Well, why is that important? According to NAR, and honestly, you can see it's the 2012 profile of home buyers and sellers, but if you go to the 2014, the numbers are almost identical. 100% of home shoppers do their research online. So there's nowhere else to go but up at that point, right? So 100% of the people are finding the internet. Now, amazingly, from the 2014 NAR technology report, only 28% of agents are satisfied with the amount of web leads they receive. Now, included in that number are agents who are buying leads from the Zillows and Trulias and all those guys. 72% are unhappy with the leads, and then it's 36-64 for the brokers. So here's the question. If we were to search 25 real estate terms on Google in your market, how many times would we find you on page 1? So, Ray, I'm going to use you because you said I can find you all over the internet. Out of 25 real estate search terms, like let's say homes for sale, what city are you in?
Hopedale,
Hopedale. What state?
Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh, so we really got you on the East Coast. So if we were to search 25 different real estate search terms on Hopedale real estate, how many times are we going to find you on page 1?
Let's say if you searched Milford, you'd find me on page 1.
Okay, so whichever city.
Yeah,
So that makes a difference in your marketing and your conversion and such, doesn't it?
absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Well, why is page 1 so important? Well, 91%, 91.5%, just call it 92. I can do the math, subtract 8 from 100. 92% of the people go to page 1, only 4.8 go to page 2. So at the end of the day, if you're not on page 1, it's not that important. Here's another very important fact if you're a listing agent. So if you're on the call and you're going, I'm a listing agent, I don't care about all that stuff. Well, I have news for you. All buyers, or I'm sorry, all sellers are buyers first. Like, Ray, have you ever known anybody to wake up one day and call you and say, you know, my wife and I had this burr up our saddle. We just decided to sell the house today. We have no idea where we're going or what we're doing, and I'm just going to sell. You ever had that happen in your career?
That never happens.
Yeah. Right? They start to do their research online, whether they're moving up or moving down or different location or any of that. They're buyers first. So when NAR and Google do their research and tell us that 100% of buyers are online looking for information, and I'm going to give you their breakdown of it, by the way, all sellers are buyers first. So the best case scenario is if somebody calls you as a buyer and they want to list their house, you would probably do that for them, right, Ray?
Absolutely.
I think everybody on the call would, right? So don't get stuck. This is another one of those inside the box things that I don't do buyer leads. Well, guess what, folks? All sellers are buyers first. But here's the important thing. If 100% of buyers are online and 92% of the people only look at page 1 and they can't find you, how could they possibly hire you, folks? If all of them are online, they don't look past page 1 and you're not there, how in the world will they hire you? You'll get a few referrals and a few things like that, right? But that's not where the big business is at anymore, right? If you doubt it, just remember, Zillow and Trulia, I don't even know how old those companies are. What do you think, Ray? 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old?
Yeah, they're not that old.
They're billion-dollar companies at this point because they dominate online. So the question is, does that concern you? It sounds like Ray's doing a pretty good job with that, but folks, does that concern you? I mean, raise your hand if it concerns you that you can't get found online and that you're stuck letting Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all those guys steal the leads from you using your listings. Does that bother you guys? So raise your hand. Give me some comment feedback. Does that bother you? And how, the most important thing to me, how in the world did we let that happen? All right, so it seems like it irritates a bunch of you. The question is, what's your plan? Because the reality of it, like, Ray, if we were to Google in your market, how many search terms do you think you would have something on page 1 overall?
Out of the 25?
No, just out of anything that somebody could think of, 25, 50, 100?
Yeah. If homes in the town of Milford is in the search, they'll find me.
Okay. So here's the thing. Wouldn't you love to have more than just that, though, Ray?
Absolutely.
What if you could have hundreds or thousands?
I'd love that.
And I'll be honest with you guys, Ray, could we agree you're probably unique in that example that 99.9% of the search terms almost everywhere is Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com?
We're unique in that?
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, they're crushing us. They're using our listings to dominate Google so that they can sell leads back to us. You got to give it to them, man. That's smart. So based on these statistics, the way that we see it, you got two choices, right? First, you don't have to do anything today. You can just, be left to fight over the scraps or buy them from Zillow, Trulia, or whatever. Or you get to take and attend this, which you're here. What we want to do today is show you how to become an ass-kicking Google ranking listing machine, right? I don't know a nice way of saying it. I put the little stars in there, but it's got to come out. I'm actually from Chicago, so it comes out. Well, we hope that's why you're here. What would happen to your business if you could dominate Google like this for hundreds or even thousands of search terms? So, Ray, I got you here. Every one of those red arrows are a listing, whether it's a video, it's Craigslist. Everything we used was YouTube to get all this stuff to rank. What would happen to your business, Ray, if we did that? What if you could dominate a subdivision like this? This happens to be condo buildings for one of our clients.
That's why I'm on the
I know.
the webinar to learn how to do that.
What about this for like a subdivision? What if you were on a subdivision, so when people started looking up by subdivision, which by the way is a very, very powerful search term, what if that was you?
I would love it.
Yeah, it'd have to help your business, right? Now, we're going to teach you today, because the truth is this is really a question I don't need to ask. Would you want to learn how to do the exact same thing in your market? Well, I'm assuming that's why everybody's here, right?
Right.
So let's discuss creating a listing strategy, and as part of that, I want to explain a Google strategy to you, okay? This was a couple years ago, and I keep this, and I've used him in almost all my webinars. He's not one of our clients, just full disclosure. I just love what he said in Realtor Magazine. He said his main marketing strategy was to become impossible to miss online in the downtown markets that I work in. I've tried to own 40% of the zip codes I work in. I like to think if you're searching for a property in my markets, you won't be able to miss me. His 2013 projected closings, this came out in like June, I believe it was. Yeah, June 8th. His projected closings was $42 million because he would dominate 40% of the zip codes he works in. Now, in full disclosure, he spends a lot of money to buy ads. So there's nothing wrong with it, but that's the kind of thing that can happen if you do that. So, Ray, here's a tough one. This is where I really need you to... If you and I were competing for a listing, and these are condo complexes is actually what they are, along the beach in Daytona. So if you and I were competing for a listing, and they said, hey, I'm meeting with this Bob guy, and you knew who I was, because if you look at those Google searches there, you know who I am, right?
Yep.
And you got to go in there and try and compete against that. How would you do that?
It's tough.
Now, here's the cool part. There's over 100 different search terms that he dominates like this.
It depends on who's going to dominate the listings on page one.
Yeah. So when I went in there in that listing and say, hey, folks, here's the real reason people work with me, because this is, you're in one of 7 buildings that I focus on, and anytime somebody searches Google, who do they find? It'd be virtually impossible to beat this guy, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Not impossible, just virtually impossible. So here's a Google strategy that I want everybody to, and make sure that you're paying attention. You might want to get screenshots of this, because this is vital information that the average realtor goes, I don't want to know any of this, or that doesn't help me. You have to understand Google, and you have to understand how people search. So for example, if you were to take, this is simply the keyword tool from Google, homes for sale in 85032 is 260 searches a month, and there's medium competition. So Ray, because you're a little bit more savvy than the average bear, what does that mean to you?
What was that again?
What does that mean to you that homes for sale 85032, that home search, that search term, gets 260 searches a month, and there's not much competition for it?
Other people don't know what we're going to know.
Yeah, so what if you could dominate that search term?
Home for sale and the zip code, that's the most dominant
Right.
search for
Yeah,
out there.
Realtors don't realize that searching by zip code is powerful. So this is just one zip code that gets 260 searches a month with medium competition, which means you could own 10 out of 10 of the first slots on Google for that. And if you own 10 of the 10 slots, Ray, who's going to get the calls and the clicks?
Better be me.
Better be you. So let me just give you an example. This is the strategy. What we did is we took North Phoenix and we separated. We broke it down. There's 16 zip codes that we could target. Average sales price about $300,000, so the average commission is about $9,000. If you add those up, they average, those 16 zip codes average about 250 searches a month, some a little more, some a little less. If you could dominate like this, is it reasonable to think that you could get 5% of the people that were going to call an agent would call you?
Oh, that's very reasonable.
Yeah, ridiculously, right?
Yeah.
Which means you get 20 leads a month. If you only converted 10% of those into business, right? Now, let's be honest, folks. If somebody was searching homes for sale 85050 or 85032, those are people that have a pretty good idea of where they want to live, don't they, Ray?
You think? Yes.
So those are people that a 10% conversion rate's probably not unrealistic at all, is it?
No.
So that's $18,000 a month, folks. This simple strategy of understanding how to do this and how to target and being able to dominate the first page of Google is 18 grand a month at a minimum. We were really conservative, don't you think, Ray?
I believe so, yeah.
So, folks, if you're on here, is that mind-boggling? Yeah, no, I was conservative. Some are challenging the numbers. I get it. I tried to be as conservative as I possibly could. Does that blow your mind, folks? And if you know how to do it, Ray, it's really not that hard to get on page one, right?
I don't know. That's why I'm here. Find out how to
I
do
love that answer. So, what we're going to talk about today is how this agent went from 18 closings in 2013 to over 75 in 2014. It was actually 78 using this system. So everything that we're going to talk to you about today, this guy went out and did it. Now, here's the caveat, folks. It required some work. But 18 to 75 is a pretty good jump in business, right, Ray?
Sure is.
So can we agree, folks, if you could easily dominate Google like this for hundreds or thousands of search terms, you'd never have to worry about finding clients ever again? I mean, if we could take you from your 25 to 50 search terms, Ray, and get you up to, say, 500 to 1,000, would you ever have a worry again?
I don't think so.
I doubt
I'd
it.
like to be in that position.
Yep. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, here's the thing. I love the saying on the left. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. Because we hear all the time, well, I'm a real estate agent. Great. You're a business owner is what it tells me. You own a real estate business. You happen to have a license that you hang with somebody, but your business is selling real estate, and the only way that you can sell it is marketing, right?
Right.
So until you make the decision to start running a business and make sure that you market in the smartest, most cost-effective way possible, this stuff doesn't work, right? You got to make the decision to try. So we know it sounds great, right? But the question becomes, how do we get that? And that's why you're here. So let's talk about that. According to Forrester Research, one of the leading online research companies for marketing, just marketing overall, video is 53 times, not 53%, 53 times more likely to be ranked on the first page of Google. So, Ray, inside of real estate, we hear all the time, oh, you always have to be blogging, and you always got to be putting content on your website, and all that has to happen, right?
That's
And
what
if-
you hear.
Even better, if you do it on Active Rain and Truly and do that, it's even better. Well, here's the good news, folks. You can rank on the first page of Google, and you don't need a website. You don't need to blog. You don't need anything but a video. Now, you'd be smart to have a website so you could send them there to search for properties and such, but you do not need a website. You do not need a blog. You do not need to do any of that in order to rank on the first page of Google, right?
Right.
But we're all afraid of video, so we're going to talk about that. Now, according to Inman, this is our guys, right? 53 times more likely. So not only does Forrester tell you that, but Inman tells us that, right? Here's another thing. They experience, once the video thumbnails appear on Google, they experience a 41% higher click-through rate. So go back to having 10 of 10 slots on the first page of Google. Folks, Inman says you got a 41% higher click-through rate, and that's if you only had one video there. The video thumbnail, where it'll send them to their website where they'll stay approximately 6 times longer to watch the video. So those are some pretty good reasons to do video, aren't they, Ray?
Yes, they are.
But here's another thing I'd like you to do. Paul and I have this theory. It's not a theory, really. It's just a thought process. A video, to me, let's say you had 100 search terms, Ray, that you were ranked on the first page of Google. How long will those videos stay up?
I don't know.
Pretty much forever. So that's like having an employee that works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year that you don't pay. How are they employees? They generate leads for you. They generate business for you, and they're there all the time. So video is like having free employees that work 24/7 for you, right? So Google did a search and said, hey, if there's a thumbnail, what search result will get the first click? This is cheating because there's 3 of them on there. It's the first one I grabbed. But folks, Google says 87% of the people will click on a video thumbnail versus a regular listing. By the way, look at the 2 listings underneath there. Both of those are Realtor.com. Those ads outrank Realtor.com. So, Ray, have you ever thought that like people don't have time to watch videos?
No.
No.
I know
Good.
people want to watch videos.
Yeah. I was going to spend a little time, but I don't think I need to. There's just so much overwhelming evidence now. Do you know that Facebook now almost gets as many video views as YouTube? So you got YouTube as the #2 search engine in the world, and Facebook is the #2 website in the world, and they both have videos. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at what Google and NAR are telling you, right? Same digital house hunt search. What they found was that 86% of buyers, or 86% of the people shopping for real estate, wanted to see a video about a community. And quite honestly, guys, only 70% wanted to tour inside the house. Ray, would you have ever guessed that?
Nope.
I wouldn't have. I got to be honest with you. I was shocked. You know, we always think, hey, they want to take a virtual tour. But more people, in a substantial number, 16%, want more information about a community than they are worried about the inside of a house. 54% want to obtain just general information. 44% want to compare features across multiple companies. Here's another big one to me. 30% want to watch customer testimonials.
Wow.
So, well, let me do one more. And then 25% want to see videos in order to decide which company to purchase from. 1 in 4 buyers that goes online is looking for videos to decide who they're going to hire. So, Ray, based on that information, what kind of videos should we be making?
Looks like we should be making a lot of specific community ones in addition to the virtual tours.
Yep.
And then hopefully get some good customer testimonials on there.
So that those 25% can decide to hire you, right?
That's right.
Guys, this is information coming from NAR and Google, right? This is where your dues are going to. And at the end of the day, that's a big deal. So there's 5 types of videos that you can make. There's lead generation, there's community, there's testimonial, there's authority expert, and there's what we call SEO videos. And that's what we're going to focus on today's call. And you'll understand at the end why I'm going to focus on that, right? So we're going to only target or talk about these SEO videos for today. Because, Ray, if it's okay with you, I want to give you a system that you could take and start doing tomorrow and start listing properties on Friday.
Good.
So, again, same NAR shopper survey. 51% of buyers go to YouTube. That's not a shock. But 41% of them are going to your website looking for videos. Ray, do you have any videos on your website?
Yes, I do. Virtual tours.
Okay, perfect. Which may explain why you're ranking. And I will tell you, you're probably way above the average bear in that, right? Here's another
yes, I am.
statistic that shocked the daylights out of me. 24% of all buyers that go online, or all people that are shopping online for real estate, 1 in 4 make a decision about who they're going to hire the same day. 1 out of 4, folks. And then 78% of shoppers only visit 3 sites before prior to taking action. So if I had hundreds of search terms that I dominated, and they kept looking at different search terms and I kept showing up, can we agree that I have a higher likelihood of being hired than you, let's say, Ray?
Absolutely, yes.
That's what this is about, guys. Eric, I've seen your comments. No, it's not unimportant. The other thing is that finding an agent and agent-related searches on YouTube grew 46% year over year. Those are big numbers, guys, on video. So here's something to think about. Could we use this Google YouTube leverage to take more listings, right? So remember I said one of my goals today is to talk about every online strategy that you have has to have an offline benefit. So here's what that means, guys. If you can dominate Google, how do we use this to list more properties? So I got online domination, but how do I use it to go out and get more business? So consider this scenario. Ray, I sit down in a house with somebody. This is where I needed the role playing. Consider this. We sit down with a potential seller, and I just show them this and say, folks, in our zip code, let's just use 85051, there's 140 monthly searches. Our average price in this zip code is about $600,000. There's over 140 people a month searching for these different search terms. What I took what I did is I took the liberty of creating a video about your property, even though, yes, I know I haven't listed the property, but it took me 3 minutes to get it listed for 3-bedroom home for sale, 85051. 140 search terms a month. 87% of those people will click on that link versus the Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia. In 3 minutes, folks, look at where we were able to take and rank. Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com beat us. In 3 minutes, we were the fourth most searched, or the fourth search term that showed up, and we have an 87% chance of people clicking to see the video on your house. Now, folks, when you're selling, the reason this is important is 100% of buyers are going online. I haven't even listed your house yet, and I was able to take for that search term, and I did it on a different search term. House for sale, 85051, 3 bedrooms. This one, I apologize, folks, it took me 6 minutes to rank on the first page. And guys, look at what's above us. Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, RealtyTrack. That's pretty impressive, isn't it, Ray?
It is very impressive.
Do you know why we were able to do that? It's video.
Because of the video.
It's video. Now, there's some things that you do to optimize the video, but it's just simple stuff. So now it took me a little bit longer, but the same thing, house for sale, 85051, 3 bedrooms, these took me 2 to 3 hours. I'm embarrassed, but it took me 2 to 3 hours to do that. But again, 87% of the people are going to click on that. Now, in that zip code, here's another search term that people might be looking for, and there's houses for sale in Scottsdale, Scottsdale houses for sale, etc. Scottsdale's our high end in the Phoenix market, right? But I want you to notice that there's high competition there, right? So there's 1,100 searches a month, but make no mistake about it, it's high competition. Should that scare me, Ray?
Makes me a little more cautious.
This one did take me 2 hours to get on the first page of Google. Now this one I think I'm like 7th or 8th on there. I'm a little bit further down, but guess what? Another agent. Notice what's there, and notice what's above us. Realtor.com, Realtor.com. 87% of the people. Now, different search term. North Scottsdale, 3-bedroom home for sale. High competition. This one took me 2 hours to get on there. 87% of the people click. You notice, though, how many other agents have videos up there? What do you think they know that other agents don't?
Video sell.
Now, what if we knew how to take and bump those guys off of page 1, even if they had videos up there like that? That'd be good information to have too, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
So, the way that we do that, I'll just tell you, is we create multiple videos with different variations of that search term. So instead of saying North Scottsdale 3-bedroom home for sale, North Scottsdale 4-bedroom, North Scottsdale 5-bedroom, North Scottsdale 6-bedroom, North Scottsdale 7-bedroom, North Scottsdale 3-bedroom 2-bath, 3-bedroom 3-bath. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you do it.
What if your video doesn't have?
We're going to take care of that problem for you today. So if you could do that, Ray, would we convert more listing appointments into listings if you did just that?
All I need is the opportunity.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't talk about the other things that you do, and it's the only thing that you do. I'm not saying that either, right? So all the other things that you talk about, you got to do. But if you simply went in with that as your lead, you'll get more listings. You'll get more listing appointments and more listings, right? So we get that it sounds difficult. Here's my favorite. I just love this one. Especially if you're thinking, well, I'm not very tech savvy. I don't know about any of this stuff. How in the world would I make a video? Where would I make a video? What would we make a video about? Personally, I love the picture. How do they store my iPhone pictures in the cloud when it's sunny? So that just cracks me up. Anyway, so we want you to sit back and relax because we've put a system in place for you to do that. We're going to show you our little secret weapon to dominate Google and then leverage that secret weapon to take 2 to 3 listings every week. Is that a reasonable number, Ray? Do you think 2 to 3 listings?
That's an awesome number.
It would be a great number. Does that mean that there's no work required to do that? I'll just give you a caveat.
No.
So, that's the weakness in our flaw, or the flaw in our plan, is it does require some work.
We'll fix it.
That's it. You know, I always do this. Listen, since I've been involved in real estate, I always heard if you list, you last, right? Doesn't mean we don't like buyers, doesn't mean we don't work with buyers, but if you have listings, life is good, period, right? So we want to introduce you to High-Tech Video Pro. It is the first 100% automated video building software. It requires no video knowledge. It requires no video camera, no editing, no expensive equipment, no lighting. Heck, you don't even have to talk, Ray. Could you do that? Could you make a video if you didn't have to do all that stuff?
I could probably figure it out, yeah.
Yep. Now, I said, hey, and it can be used to get you on the first page of Google for dozens of keywords in less than an hour. I showed you some of those keywords, right? Here's all you need, guys. You either need pictures, a cell phone or a tablet, or a camera. Or you can actually use an iPhone, which in today's case is not just an iPhone, really any phone, and you can take pictures because the pictures are high quality. And then the High-Tech Video Pro software. What the High-Tech Video Pro software does is it will take all those different images and turn it into multiple videos. You could make up to 50 completely unique videos at one time. So, Ray, remember I told you on that page, here's how we would knock them off. You'd make a video for 3 bedrooms, homes for sale, 85051, 4 bedrooms, etc.
Yep.
Well, what this software will do is, let's just say you were going to make 10 videos with 10 search terms. This will make 10 completely new and unique videos. They will be different length. They will be different order. They would have different music. They would have different everything, so that to YouTube, they are completely unique videos. Because if you went to YouTube and uploaded 10 videos of the same thing, what would happen to your YouTube account, Ray? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Spend it. Your video spamming. So what this software will do is allows you to take and make multiple videos at one time, doing the work once, and you can make up to 50 different videos at one time. And they'll all be completely unique to YouTube, so you never have an issue with your account. Pretty cool, right?
Hey, let me throw something else in there, Bob, too, is that part of the important thing of the whole system, and the reason we designed it that way is because we wanted to have multiple unique videos that truly were unique, that were attached to unique keywords. Because when people are searching in Google, they're not really just searching, they're having a conversation with Google. And so we just want to make sure that we that we basically raise our hands and interrupt that conversation, and they find our videos. With that being said, over and out, back to you.
Yeah, when I do live events, folks, agents argue with me all the time about nobody searches by zip code. And I literally have to go into the keyword tool and do searches to prove the point. I just put them on the screen for you guys. So what we did is Paul just recorded about a 3-minute video where you can actually watch these videos being produced. He did a little bit of work. He created these images in advance with the pictures. But other than that, that's all he's done. So I'm going to click play and let you guys watch this work. Yes, I am.
Hey everybody, Paul here, and what I'm going to do real quick is show you how fast it is and how easy it is actually to make a bunch of unique videos really fast. So here I am, I'm in the software, I'm in the Video Composer, and you'll see that we have it broken into 3 parts. I've got a beginning, a main program, and an ending. We typically use beginning and ending for branding, and the middle is where the majority of your content is going to go. Now I'm going to click down here and bring up the audio tracks, and you can see we have a bunch of stock audio tracks. And what I've done is basically just you click and drag them over here to the production tracks, and those are the tracks that the software will randomly choose to make your videos. And of course, if you have any audio tracks that you wanted to add on your own, you just click Upload Audio Tracks right here. So now let's go down to the Extra Informations tab, and this is where you put the landing page where you want your videos to promote, and the address of the property that you're promoting. And this actually helps it rank really, really well in Google and the other search engines as well. And then over here, I've got a bunch of descriptions that we have. I've got 10 descriptions that we're going to be randomly inserting into the video. As I click the keyword tab down here, I can add as many keywords as I want. Right now, I've got 10 keywords, so we're going to make 10 videos. So I'm going to click the Generate My Videos tab. I'm going to tell it to make 10, and I will hit the Generate button. Now, we can tell it to make as many videos as we want. The reality is we do have users who are making 50 videos at a time. We have some that are making 20, some that are just doing 5. So it's all up to you, however many you want to make. Just go ahead and press the Generate button, and it'll start creating unique videos let's just hold on and watch as it creates these videos. Okay, so now the videos have completed being created, and so I'm just going to click the download link right here, download them to my computer. I'm going to save them. And you can see they've all downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that folder where we downloaded them to. And now we're going to go ahead and extract those. It's extracting now. Now we're going to go ahead and open up those videos and take a look at them. And you can see I've got my 10 videos right here. And if we were to play them, you would see that they were different. And they're all keyworded differently too. Okay, so let's take a look at this first video. You can see it's 5.47 megabytes and it's 35 seconds long. We'll just double click to open it and let it play. You get the idea. Let's just go open up a different video now so that we can see that they are completely different. This one here, let's take a look. And they'll have a different slide progression. Let's go open up one more just for fun. You can see that these are all unique videos. And again, we will see yet another slide progression. So folks, that's just how easy it is to make a bunch of videos, a bunch of unique videos that is, with High-Tech Video Pro. Thanks for watching.
So it's as simple as that, folks. Let me turn the volume down now. Get that so you can hear. The other thing is there's an automatic upload feature that you could automatically upload that to YouTube on top of it. So we just did it that way so we could show you how easy, and we want to be able to show you the size of the videos, how they're unique. The software will upload that, put the description, put all the content into YouTube, and do it all for you. But we wanted to actually show you how those videos work. So in that scenario, you had 10 different videos for that property that the only thing you had to do, Ray, I'll just pick that because I got you unmuted, is now you just changed the title to 3-bedroom homes for sale 85051 or whatever I had, 4 bedrooms, 5, whatever it would be.
Yep.
The other thing is, what other kind of videos could we make like that? Could we use pictures of the, like the community? Could I take pictures of my clients and have them write a little testimonial and make testimonial videos of them?
Hey, Bob, let me throw one more thing in there,
So I could do all those. But I do.
Is at the beginnings or the ends, you can actually have a live action video too. So I know that some of our users are putting quick 10-15 second testimonial videos from a customer at the end of some of those videos, and that's been working very well for them.
Or you can just put in there, hey, you know, Ray Pauck here, thanks for watching my video. Just something like that at the beginning of the video, where you could actually take a video of you doing that and insert that at the beginning and the end. So doing a video this way, not as hard, is it, Ray?
No.
And yeah, we did edit that, so we'll give you full disclosure. When it was running, it edited, but that probably was, what, 2 minutes, Paul, to produce those?
Yeah, I mean, we only did 10 videos, so that's only going to be a couple minutes.
A minute,
I
2 minutes?
actually, when I first built the system, I actually had it set to build up to 1,000 videos at one time, and that took 20 minutes.
So we just cut it down to 50. We figured people couldn't think of more than 50 titles at a time.
Well, not only that, if you're uploading 700 videos to YouTube at one time, that's a, a tough thing.
That also would be banned, yeah. So how do we use this? That's pretty cool. We can make videos. How do we use this to get expired in FSBOs? That would be a great question, don't you think? So how do we do it? Did we have a system? And the answer to that is yes, we do. So first, I don't know that I got to spend lots of time on this, but where do you find these prospects? Well, shoot, you can go to forsalebywowner.com, FSBO.com, right? Here's just a couple of screenshots on any given day that I did this originally and took these screenshots. You can see there's plenty of FSBOs, even though we think there's not. You go to FSBO.com, you can find them. Some of you guys have subscription services. Those are okay too. But let's do some quick math. According to NAR, right, it expires. Everybody knows where to get expires, right? Just in your own MLS. But according to NAR, 91% of expireds end up listing with someone, right? 9% in 2013 and 14, only 9% of homes were sold by owner. The average agent will close 66% of their listing appointments. So if you spend about 3 hours a week and you target 10 expireds and 5 FSBOs a week, and I'm going to tell you what you say and how you do it, what you do to do that. But you target 10 expireds and 5 FSBOs, and you convert 25% of those into appointments. You got 60 homes that you target. Let's, we do the same thing. We're just going to say, hey, we're going to take a 25% conversion rate. We're not even that good. I'm going to get 15 appointments. I'm going to take and list 66% of them, or 10 of them. Half of them close. That's $22,000 a month in listings. Ray, what would happen if you did this for listings and you went out and got a buyer's agent, you targeted the zip codes like that where we were getting, the number's actually 200, not 20 leads a month. So I seen that, Erica, you're right. I always want to be really conservative. That was too conservative. But at the end of the day, if we dominated those zip codes like that, we had those buyers calling us and we were making 18 grand a month from that and 22 grand a month from listings. That's a pretty good business now, isn't it?
That's a very good business.
So I do that because, we need to understand that so often we spend time farming and doing those other things when in reality, they've already raised their hand, right? A FSBO and an expired, they've already raised their hand and said they want to sell. So it's just not that hard. So I want to get that a point because I want to take and walk you through this. First thing you do, let's just assume, Ray, that for right now you don't have any search terms you're ranking on, anything about their house. You're not dominating like Shannon does. Here's what you do. You get the pictures from generally MLS of the property. You take 10 to 15 photos of the house. You just right-click them and save. You upload them to the software, choose your music, enter the keywords, your web domain and description. The reason you do that is for SEO of your website. You select the number of videos to create. You hit generate. So that's step one. You've seen how fast that went, folks. It's pretty darn quick. It's about 5 minutes to set up a PowerPoint slide with pictures in it. Step two, you auto-upload your videos to your YouTube account. Let the software do it. Step three, sit back, have a cup of coffee, and relax for a couple hours. I say a couple hours because, well, I'm trying to be conservative. Then go back and check Google for your rankings. And all you do is you just take and punch in whatever you titled that video and see if it's on the first page. So, for example, remember 4-bedroom house for sale, Scottsdale, Arizona? That's one of those 1,100 searches with high competition. 19 minutes it took me to rank this video. So assuming that was a property that I was going to list, and I had 4 or 5 of them that showed up like that, Ray. And now I called you. Here's where we get to role play. Hey, Ray, this is Bob with Realty One. I'm going to assume that you're expired. And I know you're probably getting a barrage of calls from pesky realtors. So I took the liberty this morning of getting your house listed on the first page of Google today for 5 different keywords just to show you the power of my marketing. And all I'm calling for is to see if you'd like me to email you the list of keywords where your home's ranking on the first page of Google so you can check them out.
That's cheating.
It's cheating. So all I do is they go, great, yeah, that's fine. What's your email address? Great, I'll get that list out to you right away. Now, I'm going to give you the other answer there. There is a skeptical or a no answer, but let me finish this one. Now, Ray, the reason Google is so important is that 100% of home buyers today use the internet to search for homes. When you were thinking about selling, did you use the internet to look for homes?
Yes, I do.
Great. Well, in my experience, the number one reason a home doesn't sell is because it wasn't marketed properly. You think that was the reason your house didn't sell?
Probably.
It's always the realtor's fault, folks. If you didn't know that, it's always your fault. Doesn't matter that it's $100,000 overpriced and it looks like it should be in an episode of The Hoarders. It's not marketed properly. So I don't want to argue with them on the phone. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Ray. Now, hey, Ray, unfortunately, I can only leave the Google listings up for a couple days because I don't have your home listed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Before I started getting calls on your house, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, stop by, show you how I can use the internet, just like I did this morning. Bear in mind, I got 5 search terms, and I don't even have your house listed. Could you imagine what I could do if I was focused on your house? And what I'd like to do is show you how we can take and get the house sold by getting you massive online exposure. That way I can show the home that buyers want to see when they call. Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Now, the other answer to that, by the way, folks, is, why the heck would you do that? I didn't authorize you to do that. I will give you full disclosure, folks. I think we've known of twice where somebody has said that. But if somebody's really ticked off, you go to YouTube and you take them off and they're down in 30 seconds. But they'll go, well, why did you do that? And say, well, Ray, that's a great question. I get that a lot. But I've been doing real estate for 22 years. And what I found is realtors tend to promise you the world to get you to sign a piece of paper, right? You think that's what happened to you?
It is.
So at the end of the day, I don't want to tell you anything. And if I called you up and said, hey, I can get your house all over the internet, you probably wouldn't believe me. So what I did is I took and spent a few minutes to do that so that I could prove it to you so you didn't have to worry about, can I really do that for you? Does that make sense?
It does. You proved it before.
So if you say that, that's what our answer is. Now, for those of you, we have a 5A. I resisted doing this for years. I do not believe in mailing or emailing somebody. If you pick up a phone, you will get an appointment. If you don't, though, you just cannot get over that fear, then I did create an email or a mail piece that you could do the same thing. And so if, in fact, you're so predisposed to do that, you could. So it's not my recommended way of doing it. So, Ray, how likely is it going to be that somebody's going to blow you off at that point?
If I just write them an email, then blow me off right away.
Yeah, an email you would. If you called using that script, how often do you think you're going to get blown off?
Oh, you're going to get the attention right away.
Yeah. So now you just go make your presentation and list the property. That's it. So there's the real question. Does this stuff really work? Well, here's some of the stuff from our members. Made 6 of these videos for an expired this morning. Here's some of the search terms. I called them about an hour ago for their email address, sent these search terms, just got a call back. They want to list with me on Friday. This was the first expired I contacted. Too cool. Had that checked for a few days and have the top 9 spots is just too much fun. My partner used a similar success page at a listing appointment today. The clients loved what they saw. Will list their current home and sell their new one, about 1.2 million to 1.3 million in volume. Did 2 FISBO videos yesterday. Called one and did the script and was asked, why'd you do that? Explained to him that I'm helping him sell his home and to keep the videos on Google. I need better pictures. He's very adamant on listing, but he is willing to pay a 3% commission. I told him if he signed an agreement to let me market and pay me a 3% buyer's commission, I'll keep the videos up. The main thing is I have an appointment with him tomorrow and we'll have my foot in the door. My second FISBO video they love, they're even sending me 40 pictures tonight. I'll meet with them tomorrow as well. Ray, would you run some videos for people if they were willing to pay you 3% commission for a buyer?
Yeah.
I would. It's called a pocket listing. Heck yeah. So when I have a pocket listing and I have a buyer call me and say, folks, I actually have access to some properties that other realtors don't even know about. And I would love to be able to sit down and meet with you and kind of walk through some of those properties and talk to you about how those work, but they're available and other realtors don't know that they're even there for you. Would you want to learn how to do that? You're going to get more buyers to sit down with you when you have a pocket listing like that, right?
Yeah.
So I put this one in there. Is whoever guy says, hey guys, I post 10 of the videos on every HUD in my market, which are great ones to do. All 10 videos rank on page 1, blah, blah, blah. I trained a VA to do it in 30 minutes, which I'll talk to you about it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. So one of the people commented, he posted this on Facebook, and she goes, well, I'd like to buy a home or rent to own. Are they only for HUD? Those would be good calls, right? Okay, who's received new listings using the systems? Share your success. I have 2 new buyers. So, we're going to talk today about how you use it in listings, but again, if you dominate those search terms, you're going to get buyers. This guy, exciting news this morning, he had his first video ranking, had a buyer from New York on an $800,000 purchase. Uploaded 10 videos today. I'm on the first page of Google for 6 of the 10. Same thing here, right? So we have over and over. This young lady actually created a farming flyer in her area talking about first 5 spots on page 1 of Google. Your home could be here too. If you were to actually use this as a farming flyer, that'd be pretty powerful, right? Right?
It would.
And nobody else is doing this. So this young man actually had his video ranking. Remember when I talked about having it up and letting it be an employee for you for a long time? Here's a gentleman, had it up. A year later, it had 163 views. So, let's wrap it up. Here's a quick question. I'm going to ask Ray, but it's really for all of you guys. Based on what you've seen so far, do you think you could take more listings and generate more buyer calls by dominating Google like this?
Yes.
All right, so Ray does. What do you guys think? Raise your hand, give me a comment, etc. Do you guys think that this is a sensible way of doing business versus spending thousands on buying stuff from Zillow and all that stuff? All right, lots and lots of hands. Awesome. So if that's the case, then it's really only a question of the investment, right, Ray? What's it cost to do this?
Yep.
So we want you to relax. There's some simple, this is kick-ass, thank you. You got some different choices we're going to go through. Number one, you can do it for $69 a month. That's pretty affordable, right, Ray? Second, if you want to take, say, 52% and get 6 months free, if you purchase by midnight, you can do it for $399 a year. That's like getting more than 6 months for free. That's even better, right?
Yep.
If you, same thing, if you purchase by Thursday, the reason that I didn't go through all of the other types of video is that we're about to release a complete video training course on how to do all those other kinds of videos. We'll sell it for $297 one time. So in 3 weeks, we're going to release that course. Anybody who does a annual subscription or a lifetime subscription will get this for free. That's just part of our bonus. It's not available yet. We're working on it. But we'll teach you. High Tech Video Pro is about SEO videos. These are about all the other types, lead generation, community, all those types of things. Now, I'm not going to read you verbatim what's in those, but we take and do this about an hour course each week. It'll all be recorded. On week 1, we're going to show you how to take and utilize High Tech Video Pro, how to optimize your accounts, your videos, how to syndicate to build your online footprint, how to generate leads. The second one are the 4 kinds of videos that you can make, properties, communities, testimonials, how to turn those into lead generation, how to create authority expert videos, right? So simple things like, Ray, imagine if you had some properties in whatever I said in there, homes for sale 85050. What if you did a talking video recording every month that you said, market update, homes for sale 85051. And then you simply went through a video that said, hey, over in the Desert Ridge area in 85050, there's so many homes available. This is how many sold last month. It's a great time to list because, and you had those show up on top of it. And maybe that showed up on Pinterest for you and things like that. That would be awesome, right? Then how to get Google rankings. How do you get them to rank? And it's easier than you think. We're going to talk about the video sharing sites, how to get it out where there are millions and millions and millions of views every month. So week 4 is going to be how to write your YouTube description, how to use video backlinking, stuff that may sound complicated, folks, but so easy it's ridiculous. And then one of the cool things in week 4, we're going to teach you this cool YouTube trip to ensure that you don't Zillow or YouTube or Truly your own videos. And what that means, you know how, Ray, when you go to a YouTube page, you'd see all your competitors' videos show up on the right-hand side?
Yep.
We're going to teach you how to stop that from happening. So that's what that course is. The other thing is, annual or lifetime, I'll talk about the lifetime in a minute. We're going to teach you how to outsource not only this. What if you could get somebody for $3, $4, $5 an hour, Ray, to do all this for you? And do it better than you're going to do it.
Awesome.
Teach it as a course. We charge $199. We're going to give that to our annual members too. So again, our sign up is htvpmembership.com. Also, we have a once a month live online technical and sales Q&A question every month. We'll do it on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. And it's just Paul and I on live to answer technical questions, sales questions, conversion questions. I actually have done calls, expired listing calls or FSBO calls with realtors, doing this on these calls. I just go, hey, Ray, pick up a phone. Let me hear you actually make the calls. And it's okay. After listening now, here, say this, say this, say this. That'd be pretty helpful, right?
Yes, it would.
So we do that once. Now, we have one other option. We have 3 different options. You can become a lifetime member for $999. You're done forever. So if you do the math, 69 times 12 is whatever, $750 or whatever the math is. And you could do an annual option. Here's the cool part. We work with PayPal. PayPal would let you do a lifetime membership and let you make no payments or no interest if you pay it off in 6 months. You do have to qualify. It's something with PayPal. But when you go to the page, you'll be able to see this is what would happen. You would simply click on PayPal credit special offer, fill in the information, you do that. You could get it with no payment today, have lifetime access, never pay another dime again. That would be pretty cool, right? So to become a member, you'd simply visit htvpmembership.com. If you go to hightechvideopro.com, you would just pay a lot more money. We do this offer when we do webinars. You'll save a ton of money doing it this way, and if you do an annual or a lifetime, you'll save a ridiculous amount of money. If you go directly to our website without being on a webinar like this, the cost of the program that you would get is actually $999 a month. We have SEO companies who use this and charge clients. They pay us $1,000 a month for what you could get for $1,000 for lifetime. So you go to htvpmembership.com. All that said, any questions that you guys have? Ray, did that make sense for you?
It does make sense, yes.
Okay. So I won't ask you comments. What do you guys think of this? Good, bad, and different? I know we got some going, this is kick-ass. You get all the extras with lifetime membership. Yes, you do. So annual and lifetime, you get all those extra things. The video training course, folks, if you do that, when you come, like next week, I'm going to be in California. It's a $2,000 course for 2 days. You're going to get that free with a lifetime or an annual membership. We do that as a live event for $2,000. You can come down and we teach people how to do that stuff. Is there a limit of monthly videos? That's an awesome question, Larry. There is not in this plan. If you go directly to hightechvideopro.com to sign up, there is a limit on videos. When you go to htvpmembership.com, you're going to get that program with unlimited videos and all those upgrades and all those other things at whether you do an annual or lifetime. We love the lifetime simply because, well, it's $1,000 to us, full disclosure, right? But at the end of the day, you're never paying anything again, and PayPal's giving you 6 months to make, to pay it off without paying any interest on it. So somebody said, man, I got to do something pretty quick. I'm drowning. Well, if you did it on PayPal credit, you don't have to pay anything today and do this. And the one thing I will tell you, folks, if you'll follow what we went through, that system, I go and do that as a live event. I do a lot of these in California. We can have a day where I could take, we'll have anywhere, we'll invite somewhere between, say, 7 and 10 realtors, and I watch them do calls, and then I make adjustments and whatever. We've had it where we've taken and listed 30 properties with those agents in one day. So if you'll follow what we'll teach you, it works really, really well. When this call is over, I'm going to send you an email. It's going to have the interview with Shannon on it, the guy that I showed you in there that went from 75 to, or from 18 to 75. But when you can dominate Google like this, folks, you can't do it any other way. I mean, you just can't blog yourself to doing that. You're not going to get there without using video. And the question becomes, I get this one a lot. Well, why does video rank better than a blog post? Ray, do you know why that is?
These people like to watch videos.
No. Who owns YouTube? So another way to get your videos to rank, and if I would have gone through those other slides quicker where I had the videos, I had Craigslist, I had Pinterest, I had all those other things ranking, I also use Google+. So every time we make a video, we also post it to Google+. Why do we use Google+, right?
I don't know.
Who owns Google+?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think when you use Google's products that they will take and give you favored status on your content? And that's all it is. It's just some pretty basic stuff in there. Google owns that stuff. They're going to do everything they can to promote the people who use it. Do you know that your stuff will rank better if you use Gmail and if you use like Google Drive? If you use their products, your stuff will rank better. So that's why it works. Yeah, Google owns almost everything online. Well, the one thing for sure I can tell you, they know everything you do. That I can tell you. It reads your email. All that stuff is scary and creepy. I will be the first to tell you. But here's the thing. As a business, I understand I have to dominate Google, so I'll do what I've got to do. You know, I have all kinds of Gmail accounts and such, but I do all my regular email through Outlook. But at the end of the day, folks, real estate is about dominating Google. How did Truly and Zillow become billion-dollar companies and called under 10 years? Because they own Google for almost any real estate search term you could think of. I just showed you some examples of how we can take all that power away from Google and Trulia and Zillow. The truth is, guys, we are working on something that will actually take and turn High Tech Video Pro into Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com for video. That's how powerful video is. And if you go, well, people won't do, they won't be watching videos and such, I would tell you that every piece of data tells you otherwise. The best thing Facebook ever did is started doing, putting video on there, and now they'll actually let you advertise your video. So I promise you, video's not going anywhere. So what other questions do you have, Ray? Anything I didn't cover that you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
All the scripting is inside the video software, inside of High Tech Video Pro. Templates are in there, everything that you need. There's videos on how to, training videos on how to create it. But we do the training class once a month, or just, it's really a function of us being able to sit down and talk to you guys and give you different ideas and answer questions and things like that.